to be honest, I don't really have a plan for today's training. I'm just going to do some random things, and I think I will also do some planche attempts because I'm feeling quite light today. Now I'm starting with some tuck planche presses in order to get the feeling for it. Strength-wise, it felt quite good, but my wrist didn't felt really good, but we'll see. And of course, I'm not only going to work on my planche today, but I'm also doing some one-arm handstand attempts. Probably going to do 5 attempts maximum today. In my opinion, it's way more useful to just do 5 attempts with intention instead of just spamming a lot of attempts without focus. Now I'm still going to warm up my one-arm handstand. So I'm doing some finger assisted holds with leg movements. For me, it's the best way to warm up the one-arm handstand. Some push-ups, but not too much because I still need the strength for the planche. Now I will do the first straddle planche press and I will see how it feels, and based on this I will make the decision on what I'm going to do afterwards. Okay, to be honest, I expected it to feel a little bit better, but I will still continue with the planche sets. Now I feel like I need to rest at least 3 minutes before I'm going to do the next planche attempt. So that's what I'm going to do. And sometimes I'm just taking out my phone, scrolling through social media, and I think it's one of the worst things that you can do in your break because you're just spreading your focus. And one extremely important thing about training is to be extremely focused, especially when you are doing skills that demand a lot of focus and strength. What I found to be a bit more beneficial is to just do some stretching or stuff like this in between my sets. And now where I'm recording a YouTube video, it's actually a bit easier because I can just give some value in between my sets. But I'm now going to rest a little bit. I'm probably going to stretch my wrist a little bit, and then the rest time should be over, and then I will do the planche attempt without my shoes, of course. Now I've placed the parallels a little bit wider, so it's like a wide planche. Okay, felt quite okay. I'm slowly starting to get back to my old level, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. Okay, now I can feel my wrist, so it's definitely the last set. I will now continue with some one-arm handstand attempts and some front lever stuff. I'm now doing the most fun stuff about front lever. It's a transition that you've probably already seen in some of my other videos. Right now I'm actually just starting out with the one-arm handstand, and don't think that this is the best way to structure your training, because it's actually not. If you want to learn the one-arm handstand, then you should of course train it in the beginning of your training, because it's a technical skill and you don't want to be pumped up. I've just done it right now like this because on some days I just feel like doing some planches and I'm not doing it really often. So when I feel good for planche, then I put it in the beginning of my training because then it's the #1 priority for this training. But if you are in the beginning of learning the one-arm handstand, of course, always put it in the beginning and everything else at the end of the training. But it's all a question of your priorities. And this bench is still a little bit wet, so it doesn't make it easier, but we'll still work with what we have. And this is still the specific warm-up for the one-arm handstand. And yes, I can feel how the planche impacted my one-arm handstand, but it's okay because I'm not doing it every day. So on some days it's okay to do the one-arm handstand with a pump. And in fact, if you're doing it in harder conditions, then you can also easily do it in easier conditions. I'm just resting in between my sets, and recently I've heard something really interesting because I was training with someone and he was extremely focused without doing anything else in between his sets. So he was training for the front lever, and in between the sets he was actually just resting without doing random pull-ups. And then he told me that in order to learn front lever, for example, you need to be extremely focused, and doing random pull-up sets between your sets just because you're bored, then you're just going to mess up your progress, because you need to put your strength and your focus into the things that really matter. And pull-ups are quite the opposite of specific when it comes to learning skills like front lever or planche or one-arm handstand or stuff like this. Here's one more thing before I'll finish the video. I'm doing these videos in order to help you in your journey. If you have some specific questions, make use of the comment section, because when you want to learn something specifically, just let me know and I will probably create a video related to this. I'm thinking about creating some more routine videos which you can follow, but I'm also thinking about creating some more tutorial videos, but I'm also thinking about continuing with the vlogs. So if you have something that you prefer, just let me know, and then I will create more stuff of the things that you have written down into the comments. So it's something that could help you a lot. Now I will do a high volume one-arm handstand combination because it's the best way to get the one-arm handstand to a really consistent stage. And I'm quite hungry right now, so I'm going to finish my training in a few minutes. I'm just going to continue with some one-arm handstand attempts. That has been the volume set of today's training. Form was not the best, but that's not the point of it, because I'm doing a lot of volume and expecting perfect form is almost impossible, because I'm working on the edge of my capabilities right now, and you can't expect perfect execution when you are working on the edge of your capabilities. So it's completely fine, and don't get caught up in the cycle of perfectionism. Now I'm going to produce a bunch of extremely bad form, so just ignore the form. I'm just working on my strength in the front lever right now, and on a bar like this it's actually quite hard. I actually don't have enough chalk right now, but that's not an excuse. I'm just going to do some really bad front lever raises or pulls or presses or however you want to call it. Form was bad, but I just wanted to do a lot of volume, and that's what I did, so I'm satisfied with it. I'm done with the video, so thanks a lot for watching it. If you liked it, make sure to leave it a thumbs up, and if you have some questions, just leave them in the comments as I've already told you, and see you in the next video.